getting your nails done, getting your hair perfectionist. I sort of used to look down on women.
I think like no surprise as women aren't feeling feminine in the world that we're in. I'm not blaming anyone, but like, come on.
It's about the ratio of asking questions versus listening versus talking.
If you haven't got that communication, it can be a really bad experience.
Yeah. Tell us about orgasm, as in like, I feel like a lot of women that's probably listening to us right now, or like people that I actually know.
My first orgasm.
Amazing.
I'm like, woo! In Tesco's, screaming down the aisle. Dopamine hips, you hit the bottom, but then they show you like they adore you and you're a princess again, and they drop you again and pick you up, and it's horrible and it sends you into an awful.
What do you think that is when a guy's like that? I tried to think what makes someone powerful. I think it's really just somebody who's committed to their truth as every moment arrives. I think we should all tell men, if we tell you that feels good, keep doing exactly what you're doing. Hello, ladies.
Hello, darling.
Hi, honey.
Welcome to the Coca Experience podcast.
Thank you for having us.
So happy we're here. So I haven't washed my hair in 4 days now.
Great.
That's actually never.
Never, ever.
Actually never ever. Like, this is Bali, first of all, but second, I feel like that's a sign that we have very good friendship because I'm comfortable being. I used to be really like, oh, I need to get perfect. I need to get like a perfect hair, like perfect everything.
Dolled up.
Yeah, now I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I like myself. It's okay. I'm good enough.
Yeah, I've kind of got to a stage now where I'm like, if you don't want me like this, then I just don't need you in my life.
Yeah,
so.
it's like a test in a way.
Literally.
It's like, this is me natural, babe. Like, I'll wake up like this as well, so it's a bonus.
We're in deep now, if you're going to see me like
100%.
this.
Do you know how you go on a date and you usually like think, oh, if it's on Thursday, by Tuesday, you're like, I'm going to go get my nails done and everything ready. And now like, I've got a broken nails. I'm like, I'm not going to go on a date with like just a broken nail. And let's see if you're going to judge me.
Totally.
You're going to love me for like beyond how I look. So like,
I love
but
that.
I do feel like right now I've not bothered, like, because I know I just care so much apparently with you guys. But when I do feel better when I do that. Like
Totally.
oh, for sure.
It gives me that like level of confidence walking
For sure.
in. I mean, it's not like I'm doing hand modelling on the day, but it feels just like makes me feel a little bit like more confident as I'm walking in with my hair done, my makeup done. But it is nicer at a later stage just to be like, I am human.
I mean, like I used to be really strict, as in like, oh my god, like I have to get it done. Like I will, but now it's like if I got time and space to do it, I would, you know, I want to look my best, feel my best. But if it's like, if it's broken like a date, I'm like, fine, you know.
I guess it's like when you meet them though. It depends where you meet them.
Yes.
Like I've met a few guys when I'm sick, and I'm like, it's like a
them?
common thing. I meet guys in the most random places. Like I'm sick. Like we were talking like Bali, or we're talking COVID. Like it's not sexy, and it's almost like maybe they want to like save me, but I don't need saving, hun. But I'm like, they're like snotty with coconut water, and they're like, hey, pulling over, and I'm like, what are you attracted to
like,
right now?
The
like,
pheromones, obviously, when you're
the
ill.
pheromones of my sickness. Like, can you please give me 4 days to like reply, and then.
So you not cancel the date if you're sick. I mean,
Oh yeah, we'll cancel the
You
date.
cancel
But
the
the
date,
guy
yeah.
I'm referring to that I met recently when I was sick, I was like, yeah, can you just give me like 4 days? And he was like, you're beautiful, and I was like, you wait till 4 more days.
No, that was the glow up, honey.
Like the glow up. I'm healed.
speaking of date, someone's going on a date today.
I'm going on.
Do
a date
you want
today.
to elaborate on that?
Well,
Just drop her in and go.
okay, well, we're never gonna give names. That's my thing.
Yeah, good.
I also don't really know how to pronounce his name.
You should Google that before you get.
Well, I asked him to say it, and
We
I'm
call
not good
him
with
Mr.
names.
Cucumber.
Pardon?
Okay,
Mr. Cucumber for now.
Mr. Cucumber.
Yeah.
Mr. Dubai cucumber.
Okay.
We need to be a little bit more specific.
Fancy.
But I feel like cucumber is quite generic. You know?
All right,
like,
all
we
right,
can all relate
all
to
right.
a cucumber or two. We're gonna really like.
Yeah, I've met a few.
It was just random. He just pulled up behind me on his scooter, like the other guy as well, and was just chatting to me. And he was like, can you train me? And I was like, here we go. Like, here come the cheesy chestnut lines. And I literally turned to him and I said, I don't think I need to train you. I do Pilates and yoga, so it's a bit of a difference here. And you look like you train. And then he was like, no, I don't train. And then I followed him on Instagram, and he's a fitness coach. And I was like, why?
That's such a lie.
Like, why bother? Like, why bother? And he's still like, you got to give me some press ups. And I'm like, I've told you I do Pilates and yoga.
He's fishing a compliment.
Yeah.
It's like
But we're just gonna casual coconut sunset
coconut. Yeah.
after this.
What are some of the green flags, red flags? Start with green because we're on the positive notes.
Oh, communication. Come on. This new world.
Particularly what,
communication
though?
is amazing. I love
Okay.
this.
Like
me on.
texting. Like, well, how do you prefer a guy text or call?
In what situation? Like just dating? Like just
Yeah, just
meeting?
general. Do you have a preference of like, do you prefer call or text? Or if it's texting,
Voice
how
note.
do you like him to be text?
Little voice notes. Little
voice
voice
notes.
notes.
Depends if that voice is sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
sexy.
Yeah.
I'm an over communicator, and I'm in this weird place where I'm like, some guys don't. They like wait till they're on a date with you, and then they communicate. Do you ladies get this? And then
Yeah.
they're very blunt on their texts. That annoys me.
Yeah, and it kind of
way.
shuts you down. Like obviously we are a little bit softer. We want things to flow. We want to get to know them a little bit more. And when they are like so short and like lack of information, it can make you stand back a little. Like, oh, I don't want to be in this relationship with this person if they can't communicate. Because I guess texting is such a huge thing in our culture now. That's how we
Yeah.
are. But I do prefer like voice notes. I don't really want to sit on phones with them for ages.
No.
Unless it's like a long distance
Big
thing, then
red
you have
flag.
to. But
If you
otherwise,
match me
yeah.
on an app or like if you get my number and you don't make a date within like, I don't know, 36 hours.
Oh, that's short.
Yeah, I don't have time for like
But do
texting back
you-
and forth.
need them to make the date, or would you?
Like me asking them on a date,
Yeah, would you?
it's on my to-do list. Never done that before.
Have you never asked a guy out?
No.
Oh, it's actually.
I'm so old school.
Really?
Yeah.
I was having a conversation.
I
with a
actually
guy
never,
by the
it's on my
pool.
to-do list. Actually go to a bar and talk to like, you know, like flirt with a guy and like go out, like find a date from a bar, like actively.
Oh,
I never done that before.
What?
I give a smile, but you come talk to me.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
that. I'm quite shy like that. It's
I'm
the
actually
only time
quite
I'm
shy.
Yeah. I love it. I was actually chatting to a guy at the pool today, and he had matched with this girl. And their first conversation was like, "Hey, how you doing? Let's do this together." And she went, "Yeah, great. I'll see you tomorrow at 7:00." And he sat with me, and no word of a lie, he was like, "This is a big red flag." He was like, "This is a big red flag. What do I do about this, Charlotte? Like, she's gonna be crazy." I'm like, "No, she's just a confident, independent woman who's gone, I like this guy. Let's see where it goes. Let's cut out all the rubbish of 48 hours of chit chat back and forth. Let's just go on a date. If it works, great. If it doesn't, doesn't."
I mean, that's bold.
It's so liberating when you do it.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah,
You
I
guys
like
need to
that.
try
I
it
just,
more.
I just feel like I like to be in that receptive mode as much as I can.
Me too. Yeah. I'm the
Especially
same.
if for the beginning. Yeah. Yeah, but it's on my to-do list. It's something I think we should try everything and see
Yeah.
what we like, because how you know if you haven't tried it.
You can always try it and be like, let's go out on a date. You can choose a place and time. Let me know. And then you're like, you're not being too overly aggressive about it, but you're like showing your interest, because let's be honest, in this day and age, I feel sorry for the men.
I
because-
honestly do. When a guy chats me up and I'm about to reject him, I'm like, I just want to say well done, because I know how brave this is.
Yeah.
But also, I'm sorry, it's a no. But you know, like, I can't keep saying yes for the sake of it. You know, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But like, where's my shining knight? And then someone comes and talk, get away from me. Like, I don't want you near me.
The universe is like, what? I'm trying.
Yeah. They hold the door open. Don't do that. I can do it
Oh
myself.
no, please
Like,
always hold the door
yeah,
for
no.
me. Oh my god. Sometimes
just
I
let them
wait.
do. We had this chat in the sauna.
we did.
Right, we're like, yeah, please, sir, just take the luggage, open the door, pay the bill. Like, good.
Yeah.
We don't need to prove anything. Like, I know I can do it. Just, it feels nice. It's not a functional exercise.
No.
It's an emotional experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to welcome that into my life without like the guilt that I used to have if someone like or a man did something for me.
Oh
I
my
was
god,
like,
yeah.
and I can't. And honestly, I like what you were saying about the whole like getting your nails done, getting your hair perfectionist. I sort of used to look down on women who did that because I wish I could do that like so freely and so confidently, and then allow then the men to like pay the bills, open the doors, and hold the bags. But my ego was just so in the way.
Yeah.
So instead of realizing it was me being scared to step into that, I used to be like, oh, those women are so weak. They're like letting men do this. They're performing for men. And it's been really
So you
nice.
judging your own self.
Oh, God, yeah.
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 I definitely think one of my long-term relationships ended because I didn't allow him to be in his masculine.
All of my relationship ended because of that.
Yeah, maybe that's a UK thing.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah. And then I moved to Australia and went way the other way, like feminine, like save me, help me. And then was like, you need to do some of your own shit, honey.
Yeah.
Sorry, can we swear on here?
Oh yeah.
I know,
It's
I
like,
realised that.
yeah.
I was like,
No, just be yourself. Yeah, be
Okay.
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, like, get the door for
It's-
me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's in our vocabulary to be ourselves. Yeah. So.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember I had a breakdown at 19. I think I shared with you a bit, and I started to travel. And I remember the first day, I was at the airport leaving Vietnam to like America, and looking back when I was with my ex-boyfriend, every time we were at the airport, I'd be the one who pushing the trolleys. Like I just want to prove like I can do everything, and he's just like walking like that. And then here I am at the airport with like 3 luggages, and there was a stranger, like a man, who was like, "Can I help you?" And I just catch myself, I'm like, "Say yes, say yes." I'm like, "Yes, please." You know, like I'm just hold my horse, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is why I don't get my nails broke, because so many times when you're trying to like move trolleys and luggages and your nails broken, I'm like, why do I need to go through that? Let them do the thing." That was like, but it was such a like somatic experience, because you feel this sense of like really surrendering and allow a man to help you. And it doesn't matter if it's your boyfriend or your husband, it's just masculine energy.
Yeah, it's
So-
such a huge hype right now, isn't it, about like feminine, masculine, women stepping more into their feminine and all of this, and sort of like changing the norm. I feel like we do put so much pressure on ourselves that we're not feminine enough. Like I feel we're always telling our narrative like, I'm not feminine, I'm not a feminine woman. But really what I think it is this, I'm a very feminine person. I've just built this massive masculine shield around me. And it's just like, I think we've maybe got to that stage where we've learned what was creating that masculine field, whereas it could have been a lack of a strong male figure when we were growing up. Like the world's taught us we have to be strong, a bit more aggressive to protect ourselves, because that masculine side is amazing and it really looks after us. But a lot of us women don't want to face why we're hiding from the world and why we've put this big shield around, but we just keep telling everyone, I'm just not feminine, and beating ourselves up about it. And there's a lot of work that you have to be dressing more feminine to be more feminine. You have to be softer. You have to be doing all of this stuff when...
Anyone tell you to have to, and you should do, like, just have to, should.
Gross.
Like, don't even
No,
start
thank
the
you.
conversation, man.
Yeah.
Just like stop.
Yeah.
Like,
Unsolicited
I don't care if you
advice.
tell me to be more masculine or just that's just,
Unsolicited advice.
Yeah.
Like, don't preach to
Don't.
me. Don't give me any advice. Like, I even catch myself with friends. I'm like, babe, I haven't asked for your advice. And sometimes they're like, oh. Because as women, we tend to do that. We tend to, like, project our shit onto other women. Trying to be really kind, of course, but, like, hon, I don't want to follow your advice. Like, your situation, do you know what I mean? Like, in the nicest way. Like, we're both on the shit because we're taking each other's advice. Like, but I think, like, no surprise as women aren't feeling feminine in the world that we're in. I'm not blaming anyone, but, like, come on. You know? Like, we have a cyclical nature, but yet we're pounded to be the same person every day, consistently, 7 days a week. Like, we have periods.
yeah. I lost mine for 3 years. You lost
Yeah,
yours
for
for 7 years.
7.
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
I'm 31, and this is the first year probably in my life I'm having actual cycles.
Oh my god.
This is massive.
It's
That's
huge.
huge.
Yeah.
I know
why
how
it
to
is?
feel.
It's because I am stepping into that feminine energy. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm so grateful for my masculine side. She carried me through life. She was my like provider when nobody else was providing. She was my protector when no one was protecting me. But I was going through life just in that like hunter, like fight or
Survivor
flight,
mode.
waiting for something bad to happen.
Yeah.
But then that was making me build up like stronger walls, tougher walls, like keeping people at arm's length. I was attracting like a lot of, on the exterior, like big, strong, masculine men, but really they were quite, I wouldn't say weak, they were just unknown of their potential. They were going through their own like mental health issues, and I was carrying their mental like health because I was so in this masculine, and I was like, oh, I need to carry them. And then I'm paying the bills, I'm working a job, I'm doing this, and I was just fighting and being this character. And I told myself I am such a strong masculine woman. That's great.
And we get praise. Like
Yes.
a mother or father, like it was like, yeah, you know, like,
And
you're
then I'm like,
strong. And that's why I just keep hooking onto that system.
You do, and you keep learning it and reinforcing
And you start
it.
judging, even though inside you're like, I want to feel different. But then your friend, you look at your friend, they're doing that, and then you get this peer pressure, and you don't know what's right anymore, and you don't know how it feels. to be in your body and be
That's
safe
scary.
and relax. It's so scary.
Because we're taught as well, like as kids, like things like periods and being women is scary.
Yeah.
You know, don't show your emotions. That's weak.
Yeah.
And like, oh my god, if you're having a bleed once a month, whoa,
Yeah.
like block that out. Don't call in sick. Like,
don't
keep
talk
going.
about it.
Oh my god,
Please
don't
make
talk
me
about
uncomfortable.
that.
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, that's a good green flag though. Going back to your green flags.
Relationships
Relationships
men
with
crying?
periods with men.
What are we talking about? Men crying? What are we
No,
talking
like
about?
sharing.
Is it a green flag?
That potentially is also a good
We need
green flag.
context.
Sorry. I mean, like telling a guy that you're dating that you're on your period or your moon or whatever,
Yeah.
and seeing how they respond. That's a good green flag test.
Yeah.
That
So
is
what?
such a
So
good one.
if
Yeah.
they like,
Yeah.
if they show like, I don't know, like what's green flag in that situation?
I would say like, say you're early. I'm gonna give a current experience with another cucumber. Say you're like dating a guy, and you're like, you know, you're on your period or your period's coming up, and you're gonna stay over. So you have to have naturally the conversation, right? And it's like, it's not early days, but it's still early days. You know, like they've seen you without makeup, but we're still early days. So it's like to see how they respond. If they're almost like, oh, baby, message me in 7 days, you know, or if they're
But
like,
also, okay, on this, as long as we on, okay, so we on this topic. So how? So guys going down you when you have your period versus like what do you think about guys that like totally fine, you know, like they're still going down on you and actually still adore you?
Oh, yeah.
And there's guys that are like, okay, babe, like, you know, we come back to it like in a few days.
I think like each
What do you think?
own guy, like I'm not going to force them to feel comfortable with something.
No,
maybe
of course, no forcing.
Maybe they're terrified of blood.
terrified. You have to go down there.
Walk shit me.
Down there right
Walk
now.
shit me now, right
Put your
now.
goggles on.
Good for you if it's that healthy.
But what do you think? Yeah.
I think it's amazing when they are so confident to be able to be like, you
So
know
hot.
what? Yeah, like I
It's so
love this.
It's so
like,
hot. I'm like,
all of this about you.
do you understand what you're doing, sir? You know,
Yeah.
like,
It is pretty free.
just fearless.
You always just take a second. You're like, I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're like,
what do you want to do?
I
What
just
do you
need
wanna
to prepare myself and this is actually going to happen because I was kind of testing the waters.
Yeah.
And now this is my shit. Okay,
Yeah,
give me
normally-
5 minutes.
That's hot. That's hot.
It is.
It
It's
is
hot.
hot, yeah.
That's a great green flag.
Yeah, that's a
Huge, huge.
We can put it on the roof.
Yeah.
yeah, still quite. That's, yeah. On the board in your bedroom. And then when they come over, you're like, you're hiding everything.
Yeah.
I think we're all now just thinking about that experience.
I know.
I had forgotten
quiet
that happened
moment.
recently with the guy I was dating. And I'm like, oh, that was a good green flag of you. Anyway.
What
Yeah.
about you? What's your green flag?
Yeah.
Actually, that's a very good question
Yeah.
that I ask.
On to you.
There's so many. Just like at what phase? But I think the ratio, back to communication, I think it's the first thing that I look for. But it's about the ratio of asking question versus listening versus talking. Because some people can be really good at communication, but they're asking a lot of questions. So it's like interviewing. Or they listen to you a lot, but they're actually not sharing. And also like how engaged they are in the actual content of the information that you shared.
Like they're waiting to answer.
Yeah, because some
They're
guy
like,
can
I've
look
got-
like, oh, you're
yeah.
listening, but like they're not really listening. You can tell that.
They're just thinking about what they want to say next. Or like what they're eating for
Exactly.
dinner.
Or their
So
dinner.
they're not fully present. I think that's huge. I think if you slightly mention about love languages or attachment theory, and they have some idea, but you know,
Just imagine you being
Scraping
like,
like any idea. would be
I
fine.
know, like, or like,
attachment theory. And then being like,
I think I've heard of that somewhere. Yeah.
you know, like BDSM.
attachment style to BDSM.
Yes, yes.
Right, you gotta do this test before going on second date, but
At least, you know what I mean? Maybe at the end of the first
minimum.
mention it.
But I like a guy to, or actually astrology, I ask them, not because I need you
Me
to
too.
understand my moon or when it's in conjunction with Shuashi, but it's like, are you open? And I
Yeah,
want to
I
see
see
that.
how you look
Yeah.
at yourself through that lens.
I do.
So it's like a self-reflection tool. But I don't really, I'm not going to be like, okay, you're a Scorpion, so I can't.
There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
Scorpios.
They're so hot.
Sorry.
I'm just scared.
I'm
I'm saying Scorpions. I don't want to be addicted to them. That's all.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'd be the same
that's
with Gemini.
dangerous,
I'd
yeah.
be like, oh, it's a Gemini. But no, I actually am really honest at the beginning. I'm like, look, I want to know what your astrology is. And I just see
Yeah.
if they freak out or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my ex actually was like, oh my God, I've been told to date girls into their astrology. This is
Yeah.
so hot. And I was like, oh God, this is the best.
I think the perfect response from a guy when like we start talking about astrology is like he interested in why you interested. So he like listen to you. He thinks you're adorable and cute because you're into astrology. He's like, yeah, like it's not my thing, but like I'm open. Like tell me more and like show like a side of curiosity. And yeah, I think that's healthy. But any guy's like, oh my God, you in astrology, you one of those. I'm like, you one of those. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Can I just say though,
Please,
when I've spoken to a lot of my guy mates, they use this question because they know you'll want to hear it. They will always go, come on, they're in the dating one. And they're like, oh my God, I always mention astrology. I don't know it, I don't like it, I don't care about it, but I know the chicks want to know about it these days. Yeah, I've still made my guy mates do this.
Objection.
Okay.
So it's only interesting when I raise it.
when it's my turn.
When it's my turn, it's
If he
a bit
brings it up,
double
you're like,
standard. But if the guy just start talking about like, oh, what's your I'm like, yeah, like I don't know. I feel like that's more my girlfriend vibe.
And then you bring it up like an hour later. But now I'm ready to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm complex, but yeah, I'm gonna shut up for now. But yeah, what about you?
Yeah. I feel like in Bali though, particularly like they know their moon, their rising, and their sun, and I'm kind of like quite a bit of a turn off because I'm like, well, I'm supposed to be the sexy educator around
100%.
this. When a guy's
like,
like,
why- yeah,
quoting his
so-
astrology, I'm like,
I get it.
You're gonna coach me
you've
now.
learned that off
What's
another
going on?
chick.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like,
That's what I'm saying.
You've learned
That's
that
what
off
I'm
your
saying.
chick from last night. Like,
100%.
And they're like, no, baby, I promise, I'm so into it. And I'm like, you're not.
Giles, come on, the poor
Yeah.
boys.
The poor guys to learn it off by
That's a way
heart.
of doing it elegantly.
Yeah.
So basically, you want to look like spiritual goddesses, bringing something interesting to the table, but you don't really want them to be in the know about it. Just appreciative that you're in the know about it. Is that what?
That's a very good.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Cool.
want to guide them into that,
Like she's
I think-
this amazing spiritual girl I'm dating,
Yeah.
but I don't really understand her world. But I pretend to because I know it makes her happy.
Yeah.
So what they're actually all doing anyway, that they're telling me they're doing. So they should just keep doing that.
But she's got her shit together though, you know? Like,
That's actually. I need to go and think about what you just asked. Like I need to know where my shit's coming from. Like like why I don't want that. I don't think I want to be like I'm I'm superior in this. It's in this field. It's just like there's lots of interests and hobbies. I have some particular one. I like someone who's complementary to my feminine part, and I don't know. And also like all the guys that I went on date with or like dated, they don't know much about astrology.
Yeah, not many.
Yeah.
They probably know more than me. I'm terrible at it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I actually don't know much.
apologize.
Sorry,
I
girls.
honestly, I
I've
actually
let
don't
the
know
team
much.
I love it. I'm hooked.
Yeah.
Maybe you can do some
Really?
lessons on it for
Yeah,
us. So
I've
can
heard about
pretend to do
Vedic
that with the
astrology,
guys.
which is a different.
Teach you.
You heard of Vedic astrology?
Yeah, but I don't know what that is
No,
though.
yeah. Okay, that's a whole another conversation. we're like,
Just look blankly at each other.
Let's
like,
move on from
let's
that then.
let's move on. We want to talk about orgasm.
Oh, great. Okay.
Coming from initially, we were talking about men going down us when we were on our moon and leading to the bedroom. And just
So what part?
orgasm. Okay, I have
How
questions. Can you actually have an orgasm from like anal sex?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to enlighten me on this. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's like built up from the tension about who you're with. Who you're with? You know, like I've only had it once with one person.
Right.
And at first, I remember talking about it and being like, "Oh my god, like, oh yeah, like, because it's so. I mean, anal's quite scary. Anal. Let's be honest.
Do you like it? Okay, on
little
the scale
whisper.
of
Let's be honest. But let's be honest. Like, we know what comes out the other end sometimes. So
Yeah.
we have to be aware of these things.
And you just want, that's another thing, like super comfortable communication, a bit like with the whole on the period going down thing. Like,
Yeah.
That's so
You
hot though, yeah.
want to be in with a person you feel comfortable enough to be like, that's uncomfortable, stop.
Yeah.
Or this is what's going to happen. This might come out of me while we do this. Yeah.
Go slow.
On a scale of 1 to 10, like how much you like it?
It depends.
If
who
like
it's with.
a intense clit or cervix orgasm is like 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, then on scale of 10, what's...
I think I only really like it when I know it turns them on. So if my partner's super into it and it's making that sexual experience even more like intense and amazing for them, then that tends to turn me on and makes me more into it. Otherwise, like, I don't mind a bit of play around there, but I'm not after like anal. That's not really my...
Yeah. So
No,
like a 5?
No.
A 4?
Maybe like a 5. Oh no, 4. Let's do a 4. I mean, like it depends on the guy.
Yeah.
I'm not someone that I don't want to do anal the whole time.
Yeah.
I want to keep that tight. You know?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I feel like
I don't
everything
want no
has
tourists.
functions.
Like, come on. Like, let's just mix things up now and again, you know? I have to know you very well. Like, we're talking like a good few years. I know all your deepest, darkest secrets. That's the deal.
I've definitely dated someone who was like super into it, and it kind of, I felt like I had to, because I felt like I was like, there was just so much pressure. I was always asking, constantly asking, and like I was a bit younger and like a little bit more like less confidence with myself, and then maybe that killed it a little bit for me, and it was pretty like aggressive when it happened, and it was just like, oh my god. And it's just, that's the thing, if you haven't got that communication, it can be a really bad experience. But then I've had it before with people I've had a really beautiful communication with, and it's been like a nice experience.
But you actually enjoy like the sensational process of it. Right.
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, I only had it with like my ex, like 6 years ago. With my that was my last ex-boyfriend. But then I was a different woman as well. I was close, I was masculine, I was like control freak. So I'm very curious of like with this new Coco in a feminine, like, you know, how I'm gonna be able to receive it. Maybe better, but I'm open to, I'm curious.
I guess it's the exact things we just talked about. You just need to be with someone you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
It needs to be something you really, really want to do and explore, and take it slow, like you said. Like maybe start with toys, build it up. Blue.
Fingers, slot.
Fingers,
Not even toys, you know. Yeah, like first.
I'm hygiene OCD, so as well. So I think on top of that, like really, I think it's just in my head the whole time. I'm like,
same. I can't switch off from that.
Yeah.
That thought of like the embarrassment, I guess. Like, but people, the guys, I think guys are a lot more chilled about things than we realize. Like periods, and if they want it anal, then they're gonna have to accept certain things. I think we create this stigma of, oh my god, this is going to be so embarrassing if something happens, and then I'm like, cool, I'm just going to jump in the shower.
Yeah, because in the nice way possible, no one's a virgin.
Yeah,
you know, like they've seen it before.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah,
and tell us about orgasm, as in like I feel like a lot of women that's probably listening to us right now, or like people that I actually know, my friends, who actually never been able to have an orgasm. And do you have a phase in your life where you're like, something happened that's sort of opening you up, and you like, what happened like before you got your first orgasm, and what happened before that? Is it just more of like a emotional connection, or is it more like because you're more comfortable with yourself, or maybe some guys got amazing techniques, or like what's contributes to
I
like...
love that you're bringing this up, because I think like not enough of us talk about this. Like we just assume that she's complicated down there. You know, like we have 46 G spots. Hello, and a man's like, he has a penis, so he sees your yoni, and he's like, every yoni looks different, and they're like, whoa, like how do I even? And as a woman, if you don't know how to use your own yoni or pussy, however you want to call it, how are you supposed to then educate them, and vice versa? For me, I still like struggle sometimes with orgasms. Like it depends who I'm with. Like I have to be, I'm an energetic, so I'm really turned on by energy with someone. So I can come without someone being inside me, but I have to be very connected with them energetically. But I think we're so smart. Like if we don't feel safe in our bodies, potentially, not everyone's like this, but for me, if I don't feel safe in my body because of myself or the person I'm with, it's not going to happen. So it's almost like sitting back and being like, is he a red flag and I'm just missing something? Or is there something about me that I'm just like intimidated right now, or I'm nervous, or there's something going on in my life?
Yeah.
There's always other things about it. Like no one's broken if they're struggling with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've been really very, very lucky. I've had orgasms from the day I started having sex.
Amazing.
Oh, she's on. She's a chosen one.
She's a keeper. This one, anyone watching?
Sorry. I do find it very. I find it really easy to take myself there. And I'm really confident with like knowing my body and asking for what I want from it. But my friend, bless her, I think she was about 22 before she had her first orgasm, and it came from a lot of like psychological reasons, just being really uncomfortable, like pain issues, just not finding the right partner. And I remember I was in the supermarket and she rung me up and was like, I've had my first orgasm. I'm like, woo! In Tesco's, screaming down the aisle. And that made me realize how difficult it is for like other women. And yeah, for me, it's just come from knowing my body, like exactly like you said. How can you expect someone to pleasure you if you don't even know how to pleasure yourself? So that's how I always start with my friends. It's learn your body, like feel it, like work out what feels good, like try different things out, like even like sensory play with yourself, like all sorts of things you can do, and just experiment, and then you're more likely to be able to communicate that to another human. And if you're able to do that, you're in more control, which makes you feel safer, and then you can relax into it more. So
Yeah. And I think also maybe having like safe words with someone, you know, like communication is sexy. If you're communicating, men, this is a sexy thing. If any man listening, if you're communicating with a woman, you're creating a safe space with her from the get-go. She will orgasm with you.
Yeah,
100%.
Are you talking about during sex, before sex,
everything,
every day?
Everything.
Just communication. Yeah,
because you're safe to surrender. It might take a little while depending on the person, but she will.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, no disrespect, but people don't set up the foundations. Like if someone doesn't know how to play with themselves, which is fair enough, and then a guy doesn't know how to make a woman safe, nothing's going to happen. No. Fake orgasms galore. She's going to be faking it. Yeah.
Safety, safe. That's all I can say to guys out there. It's just everything throughout the whole of your life. If a man makes you feel safe, you can drop into your softness, you're feminine, you relax.
She's yours if she feels safe.
Exactly.
I say she's yours if she feels safe.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
But then for a woman to feel safe, she first got to feel safe with herself.
Totally.
But unless he creates a space which then allows her to soften,
drop into
to
that.
then be able to get in touch with herself. I've had that experience. Someone else created a safe space for me, which then allowed me to be like, let my guard down a little bit, work out. Like it probably wasn't that pretty. There was probably quite a lot of emotional outlets that they had to put up with. But them creating that safe space then allowed me to figure out how I wanted to make myself feel safe.
Yeah.
On my own, if that makes sense. Yeah.
That guy sounded great, by the way.
He was.
That guy sounds great, by the way.
Yeah. Bring him on to the podcast and lighten the men.
Yeah, dude. He knows.
Yeah, he's like, that's me. He's listening
he's listening right now, like just beating his chest.
What are one of the few things that men can do or be that makes you feel safe, but for you?
What can men do to
make you?
It's like stability, knowing themselves. I think I've been pretty intimidated by men in the past, and like men who are unstable emotionally terrify me because they might flip here
my God,
there.
No.
So having someone who's human will lose it occasionally, but are able to control that and know when it's coming on and have their own coping mechanisms. Wow, that just
the ability to regulate, self-regulate,
and
bring you back to baseline.
Yeah.
So obviously we have ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And also someone who doesn't need me, like doesn't want. God. Because then that creates anxiety for me, because I'm like, God, if I'm not
anxious.
And if I do the wrong thing, like if I don't,
walking on eggshell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because they're relying on me for emotional
To
support,
feel
or
good,
they're relying on me and stuff. And then just being more in their masculine. That is
100%.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
So sexy.
Yeah.
It's the most sexy thing ever.
Masculine man. Like sometimes I question myself because I love beautiful women, but I think about masculinity in a man. I'm like, men are my thing. Men are my thing. But I also think consistency from a man is very sexy. If he says what he's gonna do, that is so sexy.
Huge.
Way beyond like physical attraction. That is sexy for me.
consistently over time through actions.
100%. And if he can't do something, he'll communicate it as well. You know, like say like a date's been planned, but he's genuinely got an issue where he can't. He like is like you can feel the energy that he's gutted, but he'll rearrange something else. Like, you know, there's just those simple things where like things go wrong. That's just life. But how they handle them, going back to your emotions point, it's powerful. It's mature. Like, we're adults here. Like, I need this. I don't want this. I can't deal with this.
This is the worst.
It's addictive
thing.
though.
Yeah, it is. My God, it's like little dopamine hips. You hit the bottom, but then they show you like they adore you and you're a princess again, and they drop you again and pick you up, and it's horrible and it sends you into an awful.
What do you think that is? What do you think that is when a guy's like that?
So, I think it's insecurities in them. A lot of the problems come from
lack of wanting to commit to themselves, and then commit to a woman. And sometimes I think it can be intimidation. They're like intimidated by this woman, but they want to like pursue you, but they're also like, oh my God, like fuck, I'm out my depth here. But there's that ego clash thing. But actually, if they even said that, how sexy would that be? If a guy said to you, baby, I'm pulling away just because I'm quite intimidated by you.
Oh my God, you'd be so tempted.
Oh my God! What do you want me to do? You are amazing!
They'd be so confused. They'd be like, what? Like, I'd be like, oh my God,
you're communicating to me and you think I'm powerful.
That's strength.
That's strength.
That's what you look at this reaction.
Oh my God,
look at the response.
I'm like, just tell me what I can do for you, sir.
Let's just talk about it. Like, I love this.
So good.
And then you'll feel safe to open up to them, and you might be like, well, actually, I'm intimidated. You've got like an 8-pack, or I don't know, you know, like.
But a lot of the time, it's like they catch the pretty bird, they catch it, and then they're like, oh, but now I've got it. I want to break off its wings because I don't want it to fly away. So they love that fact you're so free and spiritual and powerful, but yet when they get it, like you just said, they get intimidated by it. So instead of owning up to that, they pull you down, and that's what makes us then small,
disorganized
and
style. Because I think they're not afraid of you, they're afraid of the man that they have to become.
100%.
Preach to that. That's very good.
Yes.
It is.
But what an amazing opportunity for a man to grow. He's
amazing.
attracted an incredible woman. Let's grow together.
I don't think they realize, a lot of men don't realize that if they come across a powerful woman and they allow her to step into her like femininity, feel safe and secure, still have her own shit going on the side, she will support you and push you and lift you up. Oh my God, if you create that safe space, empower her, make her feel like a goddess, she will make you feel like a king. But the guys don't realize that, so instead they make you feel like this, and then they end up losing you.
To a way better guy.
Someone who's in their masculine, who can make us
and I think of like powerful, I mean, like I try to think what makes someone powerful. I think it's really just somebody who's committed to their truth as every moment arises. So even that guy find you scary, like the ability to confront that, communicate that, and then do something about that. That we're just constantly evolving together. Just someone authentic with their light and their dark. I think that's powerful.
Willing to do work is just such what's a big massive green flag. Going back to your green flag.
That's a non-negotiable.
That's
actually a non-negotiable for me.
Self-aware.
I'm not your mom. I'm not here to heal you.
Heal me. I've got shits. Like, come heal me. I've gone through.
Heal together and heal
together.
You know, that's a power couple.
Just realize, oh God, none of us are perfect. We've all got our shit. And we are all growing every single year and month. And it is beautiful when you meet someone who is willing to go through that with you, knowing the positives that's coming out.
And they see the messy, ugly, gross parts. And they still love you.
They are
like,
messy,
baby, this is so sexy. And you're like,
okay. I'm gonna go paint my nails.
Go cry in the corner.
You just dropping wisdom, like have you always been thinking this way, or like it has been a journey of like with like coming to the point where you gain such insights and just,
oh my God, it's come from learning. It's come from years of isolation,
trials and mistakes.
And I hated men for a while.
Same.
I would use, I'm sorry, man.
I
would
anymore.
use them. I would have 3 guys on the go at once, and one would take me out for meals, one would be the sporty guy, one would be my adventure man, like, because I'd been treated so badly by them. was like, screw this, I'm gonna flip the tables. But that made me more cold and more ice queen, more like masculine, don't do anything for me sort of thing. Like, and then
you don't feel good in that.
I was so powerful, my God. And
so true.
but now I don't know, like I just am enjoying the softer side of thing, and I'm realizing I love men, like I love them now, and I'm realizing how much they can bring to the table when they're the right person and when they're doing the work on themselves, how gentle but strong they can be. And I don't know, it's definitely, I'd probably say it's only come out from this past year.
I would say I'm similar to you.
Yeah,
like when I moved from England to Australia 4 years ago, the trajectory of men just like fast tracked into so many different ways of like loving feminine women. But then when you get into a relationship with one that's like a really beautiful human being, it just you have your standards go from here to here. And now I'm not interested in anyone below those standards. Like I forget that they exist. You know?
Yeah, God, I dated a guy for 1.5 years, and he never once told me I was pretty.
What?
He would never come up and cuddle me. It would always just be like sex. He'd come and kiss me because he wanted sex. I'd be wearing like sexy lingerie.
Oh, no.
I'd sit on top of him and he would pick his phone up and look at his phone. But that was because, and I was accepting that because I genuinely thought that was my worth, you know? Like I had allowed myself to tell my narrative, kept telling myself I was worth that, and that this is okay because this is what I deserve, sort of thing. And then I got out of that relationship, and then the odd person would just, I don't know, different individuals would come into my life and, like you said, demonstrate, oh, actually my level should be here. Oh, my level should be here. And it's taken me a while. I've dated some some strange cucumbers that I shouldn't.
We need a whole dating show.
You look back and you're like, wow.
God, no.
Don't you just look back and be like, whoa.
What did we do? What was I doing?
Why did I allow that? Will allow that as well, like self-responsibility. Like, why was I like, baby, that's fine. No.
But that's because we were in the masculine, scared to show our softened emotions. So we would put a stone face on and pretend that it was okay, and that didn't hurt me. And I'm actually, this is fine. This is normal for me. Like, he doesn't want to have sex with me. Whatever, it's fine.
Any things that you used to do as women or used to believe, and it can be anything, and now you're like, nah, I'm not doing that. I used to always have to wear a bra everywhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Free the
Like, it's like an Asian culture.
No,
It's
free
like
the
you
titties.
disrespect other people, and I'm like, free them all.
Yeah. What made you change your mind? What was there?
I just start to feel like it's just tight, and like I want to breathe better, and like also because since living in Mexican Bali, just you on the beach, and just at one point my heart was like, let me breathe, bitch.
They're just screaming at you like,
hello, get me out.
Yeah, let me breathe. Give me some oxygen, man. So
and I bet they're a lot happier now.
How they do
only
that?
when I run, then I would, wear some bra.
For everyone's sake, like, for your eyes and everything.
Oh yeah,
I wish
calm
mine
down.
were big enough for my eyes. What did I?
Bras.
Bras. Yeah, bras. Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I can't remember the question.
Yeah, it used to like, I'll come back to the hair thing, not because I have a hair fetish or something, but always like, wash my hair.
Okay.
A guy was like complimenting on my braid the other day, and I'm like, you got really nice hair. I'm like, yeah, do you want to pull it?
Was he like, yeah? Maybe he had a hair fetish, and he was like, I want to
just
touch
kind of
it.
stroking it when you're like.
But no more washing hair every other day. Like actually just, it's fine, leave it, and put castor oil, and actually massaging, leave it through the day. Like it's about how it feels more to me now rather than like how it looks.
Nice.
That's
And
amazing.
you don't need to wash your hair that often, to be honest. I feel like it's overrated.
So yours was like standards of a woman had to look a certain way.
Yeah, like you always had to come out the house like looking like you from a hair, like blow.
Oh.
So that used to be,
Mine's a flip. I was very like dressed masculine, wore sports gear, didn't put any makeup on. We'd be in the club with my boys with like just mascara on, like, because I had that whole like keeping everyone at arm's length, and it just made me feel like stronger if I wasn't being like Because when you're like delicate and feminine, you get a lot of attention. So that was like my way. And then I really told my story that this is the sort of woman I wanted to be, and that women, like I said before, you're a bit weak if you're just looking on your looks. But now I love it. I'm like, yes, please let me get my nails done. Please let me get my hair done. I want to do my eyebrows. And
mine was being thin, like stick thin. Like I had anorexia from 8 to 30 for 22 years. I'm now 33. It was like I had to weigh a certain weight. Yeah. And men would like me because I'd be this little Barbie. Yeah. And also by starving meant that my brain wouldn't be you know when you're really hungry, your brain's not functioning, is it? Like, so I'd be like that, like trophy wife. That's what I thought.
Like the bimbo-y typical
the typical
yeah.
bimbo that's so smart and so intelligent that was just like afraid, similar to you in a different way, like afraid to come out and be seen.
Yes.
And to challenge men as well in a kind way, you know, like to be curious, like what we do with our girlfriends. We're like, babe, do you think that's gonna work? Like, do you think that's a good idea? Just like out of curiosity, like with a man, I'd be worried that he'd like knock me down or he'd hurt me, and I just like would starve myself. And
keep so much of like this. If you know,
not speaking up, not
just pretty, smile at the right time.
You know how hard it is for women to scream? Like if you get a group of women together.
Oh my god, I have a story about this.
Just get women to scream.
I nearly got arrested for screaming. I haven't even shared this on my own podcast. So it was a full moon. It was a Scorpio full moon, like 4 months ago.
I love it, Scorpion full moon.
I'm a Scorpio, so a lot of Scorpio energy. And I had so much rage. I'd just gone through a breakup, and I had so much rage. And I was in Australia, in Bondi, which is quite tight-knit. And I was like, I'm just going to go on the beach and scream my heart's content. Like, I've got to get this out. I've got to like mourn over this relationship. Go to the beach, and I'm like, I won't do it here. But I'm like, and I got like 10 minutes left of screaming inside me. So I'm like, it's getting cold. I'll go into my apartment. go to my apartment, rage. Like, I mean, it's not loud, but I'm in the pillow, you know? Anyway, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do some breath work. So I still can't believe this happened. So I do some breath work, and then I hear boom, boom, boom on my bedroom door. And I'm like, my housemate's not in, but it's an aggressive bang. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm middle of my breath work. Like, how dare you open the door? 3 policemen are broken into my flat. Because a neighbour has complained that they think someone's getting murdered.
Safe neighbour,
And they broke them through my back door. I just moved in. I was like, I'm going to have to tell my housemate.
Oh my God.
And the man's like, but they psychologically don't think I'm okay. You know? He's like, but they thought it was abuse. So he's like, where's your husband? And I'm there, thank God I was clothed. And then they're like, in my dressing gown, being like, no. And at first I was like, oh my God, it can't be here. Like, it must be someone else. Because at first I'm like, oh my God, someone must be injured in the flat. Like, please go check the apartment block. And then I'm like, no, that's me. That's my raging. But I'm so embarrassed. Also, it's policemen. They don't understand, like, mental health, really. And he's like, got his torch. He's been going through all my stuff. And I'm there, like, with a giant painting of a yoni on top of my bed, like, and I'm like, oh my God, someone must be injured in the apartment block. Like, please go check if they're safe. And they're all looking at me like, you're a nutter. And I'm like, no, I'm fine.
I'm just doing emotional release.
I'm fine. And it's a full moon. And then I was like, do you know what? And he was like, can you please confirm your address? And I was like, it's here. Like, you're in my apartment. Like, I haven't broken in. So yeah, they took down my details, and I think I'm being watched. But there, that was it.
They've learned something.
That's amazing.
Before.
Just goes to show people's relationships
so
are rage, right?
Yeah.
Like
full moon though, hey?
Yeah,
full moon,
honey. But like, imagine as women if we could all come together and just have a raging
it's
session.
So powerful. Because I did my Kundalini yoga teacher training last November, and it's literally in the schedule, like for like 10 minutes, 5:30 a.m. in the morning. You'll be screaming out.
It's so important.
5 minutes, 10 minutes straight up.
Crazy.
And you think you have nothing left, but then you're screaming and you're like, my ancestors are coming now, like my grandparents, angry, like, whoa!
Great grandma.
Yeah. And also noticed things recently, since we're talking about this topic, in the gym, I start to like, I've got grunting, like after, like, it's like a release, a very natural release after I do like a set. But I just got this urge to like make a sound. It's like it's just like I don't know how to say it.
Normal, but it's normal to make
like
noises.
If we're in class,
Listen
you
to
always
tennis.
see me like trying to like be a bit far away, like because I'm gonna make like noises.
Okay, that's good to know.
But it feels so good.
Yeah,
it feels so good. We were in Amy's class together at Body Factory.
That's how we met, I think.
That's how we met. Yeah,
you weren't in it, but I'm quite like in that too.
But like try it. I don't know. It's so good. It's like a physical release.
Oh, it is. It's
and
amazing.
also like whatever you need to let through. It's yeah.
It's because we zip it up all the time and we keep
Yep.
it quiet and we're polite. I did a breath work and ice therapy session, and I led one with with a group of women basically, and the aim was I'm putting you in the coldest. It was like literally blocks of ice, and I'm like, you're gonna scream it out. You're gonna dance and stomp it out, and get in that water and scream, laugh, shout, do whatever you want. And just like you could just see, it was just like little kids doing it. Like, oh, I'm allowed to do this. Oh my god, okay, yeah, and I'm gonna go for it.
I mean, that's a throat chakra. That's a whole energy system.
Yeah.
It's one of the 7.
But it's
And
connected
like
to your cervix as well, your yoni.
Yeah.
Your
It
whole
is, it's the
clear
same.
thing. So if you're not all coming, that's potentially because there's something going up here with your communication.
Are you quite vocal in bed?
Yes.
Am I what, sorry?
Vocal in bed.
Vocal.
Yeah.
Vocal.
Yeah.
Definitely
I see.
vocal.
Different energies though, depends on the person.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I'm bringing that energy, and I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
I'm like a lion.
roaring.
I mean, they're like a lion, but I'm like,
Yeah, I can't help it.
No, I am pretty vocal, but not like I don't feel like I have to perform.
No,
No
it's a natural.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
no,
yeah.
I
You
recently
just
had
in
my
it.
neighbors performing, and I was like, this.
oh wow.
You know what? That might just be her natural voice that she comes out with, but it felt like I had like 4 different Pornhub videos just playing out. You know, you just hear like
Oh yeah.
the right words, the right noises, the right. It's like I was like, yeah. So I don't perform, but I'm definitely vocal. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
100%.
Yeah.
Depends
And
on
we're
the
chatty
person.
women, like, come on.
God, yeah.
I mean, just listen, just talking, guys. Get the hint.
Prepare yourself.
You mentioned you find beautiful women attractive. Let's elaborate on that. Have you been with a girl sexually before?
Yeah, so I'm actually, well, don't call it like bisexual or pansexual, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so I with both men and women, anyone, as long as the energies, very, very attracted to energies. Yeah.
But you?
I've been with women. I'm such a curious person, but I'm a male. I'm a man. I love a man. I love a man.
Yeah.
I can really
Even, like,
appreciate
just
a
sexually?
woman sexually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Even I can appreciate women, but like I love my own yoni, so I look at another woman's yoni. I'm like, it's all about mine.
Yeah.
Like no disrespect, hun, but it's not about mine.
And this
Like,
is terrifying. Like you
It
said it
is
right.
terrifying.
That is terrifying.
When I saw another woman's yoni in a sexual situation, I was like, I don't know what to do. And
Do you know what the men are dealing with? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so patient. That's why I'm like, let's communicate and
Yeah,
talk.
let's
'cause
communicate.
I've been here and I've terrified the hell out of me.
Totally. But please, as a man, just listen. Like, just don't gas. Don't gas. Please don't gas.
And slow it down. It is attached to my body.
Yes.
My clitoris is not.
know
It
what I
doesn't
hate?
disattach. It's not Velcro. It's like, oh my god. It's
not And I don't know what there's this syndrome of like, you know, when it feels good and you're like, oh my god, that's so good.
Yeah.
And they just fucking keep like. I say,
They move
just
away.
do it like that. Just keep doing it like
Yeah.
that, and they'd be like, just.
Yes.
Do you just understand what I just said?
Or they just move away.
Yeah,
They
move
and
away.
you're
Or
like,
make it
no, no,
harder
no,
and
no, 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 no,
faster.
no, 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 no. Oh, let's start again.
Yeah.
And they're like, sorry, baby, I was enjoying. I'm like, yeah, but you were, but I wasn't. Like, just go back.
Yeah.
Bless them, you know?
I think that's
a
not
lot.
being stressed enough. I think we should all tell men. If we tell you that feels good,
Yes.
keep doing exactly
Don't-
what you're
don't
doing.
be
Don't
creative.
change.
Don't be creative. This is not the
creative.
time to be
Keep
creative.
it simple now.
This isn't it.
Yeah, but also as guys, don't take it offensively if a woman starts communicating. You know,
Yeah.
You know, some guys want to fix you, and they're like, "No, baby, I've got this," and you're like, "No, this is
you
my
don't
yoni.
know, it's my body. I know how
Like,
it feels.
I'm just gonna show you.
Yeah.
Please don't do that again."
Yeah.
It's so. I had one, oh god, I went on this date with this guy who, bless him. He was quite a big deal in his world, and he obviously carried that confidence into the bedroom. And he was like, "I'm amazing, you know, like I'm incredible. Like I'm gonna make you have multiple orgasms. It's gonna be insane." Bless his heart, he's probably got to work on his skill set when it comes to that. And I obviously tried to communicate, oh, actually, that's not really working for me. And he was like, no, this is going to work. And I'm like, no, that's my clitoris. This is not going to work. Like, I know what she wants and she doesn't want that. I love the confidence, but it was that lack of ability to take any guidance. And I wonder if that actually comes from a massive level of insecurity and like that ego's getting hit, but they don't realize if they just
It's a bit robotic. Just egotistic.
But if they just listen, they're going to be leaps and bounds ahead of all the other boys.
I love it when a guy's like, tell me what you want. You know, like, tell me what you
my
need.
God,
Like,
it's
you
so
need to
attractive.
communicate with me. Tell me what that. Like, that's so hot.
That
So
is the
attractive.
best
So hot,
sentence that a man
yeah.
can ask you in any way possible.
In
like,
any
anything,
way.
anything.
Yeah.
Tell me you
Any-
want. Tell me you
Tell me
need.
what you need. Tell me
Ice
what
cream.
you want.
Like,
And I need you to eat ice cream with me, so I
Yes,
feel like a fat
and
pig.
I need
Yeah.
to eat my yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna eat ice cream. You can eat something else. That's
Yeah.
it.
No, we're doing it together.
But no, I actually never been with a girl.
Ah,
No?
Are you?
But
Are you?
I
intrigued?
feel like women are just natural beauty and erotic, so I think it'd be good for my feminine experience. So I'm open.
It's very just from my experience, it's more
Sensual.
more sensual, but like so much more communication. It's
yes.
beautiful. Like it's so much. There's lack of, you don't have to perform in a certain
Yeah.
way. Yeah, you're a bit more freer about your body, and you know they're going to be a bit more accepting about it.
Yeah.
It is more sensual. But maybe that's the energy I'm putting out when I'm with women. It's more like slower paced, less like. There's no like need to get to the orgasm. It's more learning each other's bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Are we in?
Yeah. Sorry.
No,
I
it's
didn't know what he was doing.
On the topic of that, do you think size matter? Size or motion when it comes to a guy?
Motion.
Motion.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's like,
Oh, I almost
yeah,
so
like not like
awful,
that,
Like
right?
it's so
But I mean, it's
sad,
just
though.
like motion is more important.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
motion. Like, it's so sexy to be with a guy that he knows how to work his penis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
it is. It
it's
is.
so sexy.
And do you think that agility and that flexibility come with like how like open he is mentally and emotionally as well?
They have to be in tune with
It
their
has to be in
bodies.
tune. Yeah.
They don't need to be like a woo-woo guru
Yeah,
spiritual
no,
man.
yeah.
They can just be in tune with their bodies and love themselves.
Yeah.
Latino boys.
Oh yeah.
Like every cousin is like, yeah, I know. They've all got a bad story of the Latino. Or a great story.
We need like another 2 episodes.
Or a great
yeah.
story.
Just,
Yeah.
just on that, actually. Just
I just think like if you meet a Latina boy, you're like no.
oh, I don't know.
But isn't like yes, but no. Like oh yes.
So the passion.
I guess it's like Latino
Passion.
people. I think women are the same. Like, yeah.
We were saying this on the beach the other day. Like Latino
God.
people are so
I love it.
And
They're in tune
Latina.
with their bodies, so they can dance. Like
Dance.
majority.
Latino,
can
Latina.
dance.
You know,
Yeah.
just
Yes. Oh my
open, expressive,
God.
totally. But
Yeah.
a Latino
Yeah.
that wants commitment.
yeah.
That's what the one thing.
I actually don't. Yeah.
Far and far between.
That's yeah. I'm not gonna.
I don't have much
generalize.
experience with Latino, despite 2
Oh.
years living in Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Mm.
I was in a different headspace.
You with the English people, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, God, English boys. No.
English.
Oh, no.
I thought you said you liked English boys the other day.
Yeah, I do like English.
Yeah.
Do you? Oh, I
I
just
love
prefer-
English boy.
Really?
They're some of my favourites, but they're not
Yeah,
always.
like this.
They're never fully English. They've always got something else.
Oh,
in
okay,
them,
well,
like
that's
Sri Lankan or Poland or.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm
They
not
gotta
gonna-
have
it's not
international
very-
mindset. Yeah, for sure.
Just like go off my list.
Sorry, it's not.
I think it's the banter.
It's the banter.
It's the banter.
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
the
it's something-
gentlemanness as well.
They're
That's the
very
word.
gentlemen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think I've obviously dated the wrong English boys. I've not.
English boys that don't live in England.
Yeah, that's true. I've only ever
Yeah.
dated them when
Yeah.
I was in England.
Yeah.
And they've, definitely not been men that I wanted to continue my life with. I've just been a bit, no banter.
No banter. Yeah.
been terrible.
No, you got to laugh.
I got the
Humour
wrong
is
ones.
Huge.
100%.
Huge.
Mm,
It's a long ride. If we're not gonna be able to laugh together, like, and at each other
yeah.
as well, like it's
Yeah.
gonna, yeah.
I need someone to laugh at me.
No,
I'm doing
yeah,
this
no,
dumb shit.
yeah.
That I need you to laugh,
Laugh at me as well as with me. Like when I'm having a meltdown, can you just laugh? Because sometimes I get too much on my feelings.
It's gonna be okay.
Tell me
laugh
it's gonna
at
be
me, right?
okay on my period.
Like the other day, like I picked something up, I dropped something, I went to pick that up, I dropped the other thing in my hand, and then I knocked over something, and I was like, I need someone to accept this and just laugh at this.
Yes.
Not be like trying to pick my shit up, just be like,
Yeah.
that's my clumsy ass girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, look how cute she is.
Baby, don't drop
smacking her
that
head. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we're running out of time for
Yeah.
now, but
Aw.
we do another one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
We
so
do another one.
fun.
It's so fun, and I'm so
fun.
appreciative of female friendship. The
Yeah.
next thing I want to talk about is female friendship.
Yes,
That's a
that's
great
such
You
a
know what? No, it's huge.
I love it now. I'm older, but God, it was an issue when we were young, hey?
Yeah, I'm still working that one out, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah,
relational
actually,
to how you also your relationship with your own feminine.
Yes.
And then you
very
attract
true.
huge. It's actually just a reflection.
That's such a good
Closely.
point.
Yeah, it is. It really, really is. Yeah. Oh, excited. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
You
having
so
us. Yeah.
Let's do it again.
Yeah,
Totally.
definitely.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we say where you can find us?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And when, I'm just staring at beauty. I'm just like, yeah, like what am I going to do later? You know, like. Where can we find you guys?
You want to give up?
Yeah, you go.
So I have a podcast talking about love, sex, and relationships called Working Under Pleasure. It's been shadow banned on Instagram because it has the word pleasure in it, but it's on YouTube. So join the community. It's a lot of men and women that openly talk about relationships with their body. So that's where you can probably best find me, or my Instagram, which is @LucyWood_. Yeah.
Beautiful. I will make sure all the details are in the description.
Thank you, honey. I'll send them to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I've just started a YouTube channel actually called Zentality with Charlotte, and it's going to be breathwork, movement practices, particularly aimed towards like women and our bodies, cycles, etc. So it's Zentality with Charlotte, and that's on Instagram and YouTube.
Ooh, I'm going to check that out.
Yeah.
All of that. Here's the goddesses.
Thank you,
Thank you,
for having
goddess.
I love
us.
you.
Thank you.
Love
Love
you.
you. Love you.
Lovely
Love
to be here on the show.
God, we're fabulous.
We are so incredible.
So good. It just
And we're in Bali.
So yeah.
I know, it's mad. Pinch myself occasionally.
Seriously, pinch myself. Like, how did we get here from England to Bali? Like, what happened?
We did the right
lot
thing.
has happened.
A lot of good choices.
a lot
Yeah,
a lot of good
internally
choices.
and externally.
Yeah.